But I'm surrounded by books, which is nice. It's my happy place. See? See? Oh, hello, everyone. I am Kelly Lynn Colby. I am a writer, editor, publisher at Cursed Dragon Ship Publishing, and most importantly, a reader. Today, we are going to do my October TBR, and I'm very excited about it. I will say I want to wrap up last month and dive into this month. Last month, I completed the Seasonathon Academy. So much fun. Sorry, I know this is like see-through and you can't see it very well. But the Seasonathon Academy, I finished. It was amazing. You had to do 5 different classes. One was English 2010, and I read The Obsidian Tower, which was the class book by Melissa Caruso. So good. So good. There's 2 more books in the series, and I put it in my series because I really, really want to get to the rest of those. That's how much I liked it. It's in there now. English 2130 was a classic, and that was Haunting of Hill House I read by Shirley Jackson. Don't know why I waited so long. It was wonderful. The Seemingly Impossible Love Life of Amanda Dean, I do have. Look at that. This book, it is a romance with a bi-main character, Amanda Dean, who has all of these love affairs. At the end, you have to try to figure out who it is she ends up with, and it's beautiful. So it is a beautiful love story. I quite enjoyed that. And I have this one signed by the author. I went to her book release, so I'm very excited about that. There you go, you can see that. So really cool. Highly recommend if you're looking for a romance. And that was for Chem 1110, because chemistry was read a romance. Isn't that clever? I love these readathons. The non-Western culture category, for that one, I read a book set in another country. And that was The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. I've had this on my TBR for years. I was a little afraid because it's dense and it's lit fic, but I found the audiobooks. I was able to listen to this in audiobook. It was very approachable. I could have read it. I don't know why I was so scared of it. But it was moving. So that was a lot of fun. Highly recommended. I put more of her books on my TBR now. I do like her voice. We'll see what else she's got. And then finally, it was Foreign Language 3120. And for that, it had to be a translated book. And I only owned 2 translated books. I bought some more cents because I'm like, well, that's sad. And the one I read was one we bought when we went to Dallas from Deep Vellum. Isn't that cute? Deep Vellum, because it was in Deep Ellum area. And the publishing company was Deep Vellum. I'm sorry, I'm impressed. They're really clever. So they are actually the largest seller of translated books in the whole country. I got the Blue Book of Nebo from them, so I've had that since the spring, and I was extremely excited to have a perfect excuse to read it. And this is a dystopian. It was in Welsh, so this takes place in Wales, and then translated to English. You know, the rabbit on the cover has a totally different meaning now that I've read it. Anyways, it's about a mother and a son who survived a nuclear holocaust. And so it's what happens between them. And it's an epistolary tale where they wrote letters. And so they're writing in this notebook, a blue notebook, their different experiences. So they have a recording of what was going on. This one made me cry. It made me cry, but it was beautiful. Love that one. So I finished it. Yay! And you know what I get? Nothing except to say yay. And that was enough for me. It just makes me really happy. I love these darn things. I will say I'm also doing the Slayerfest and had a bunch of fun with that. The people in that group are incredible. We had different teams. I was on the witch team. I don't know who won, if we were able to kill the master yet, obviously, because it's not the end of the month when I am recording this. I was not able to read as many books as I wanted to for that one, though, because I had some chosen already. And then I had to squeeze in. They would tell us what book, and then I had to choose that book and then read that book. We didn't have a list like this one where I could choose the books ahead of time. It was, I have to find it. Well, what if I have to get the library now? I got to wait for the library to come. And can I buy an ebook right now? Is it in Kindle Unlimited? So all of those things, it was really difficult for me to navigate that kind of fill in this prompt right now and read it right now. My brain doesn't work that way. I need a little more planning. So I will say, as I go forward in the future, when I'm choosing these readathons, I want one where they're set already. I already have my prompts. I can set everything ahead of time. I don't like the ones where they give us new ones. It also messes up my TBR, which we'll talk about right now. because on my TBR, I had 3 books already written, so I didn't actually add those or already written. I wish I could write 3 books in 1 month. 3 books already read by the beginning of the month. That was Her by Harriet Lane, Second Life by S.J. Watson, and Entangled Life by Sheldon Meldrake. Those books I had read before I filmed, so those were already done. Those were not for any readathon except for Here Kid, the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. So I got those done on the drive home from DragonCon. So when I sat down and did my TBR, I had to plan just based on what I knew from the Seasonathon Academy and on the what I knew, because I knew the 2 things I needed in order to do the Become a Witch. So I had those. That was it. And I'd already started reading books, so I put that on there, of course. So I chose these random prompts, which is what I'm going to do today. And so last month, I read those 3 ahead of time, and I ended up reading 7 more off of this list of 10. September, I read 10 books. So excited about it. So much fun. I plan on finishing. I am reading A Sure Thing, which wasn't on any of my list except Hardest Reading Challenge You'll Ever Do. And that's because the ebook came in from the library, and I was like, but it said 6 weeks 3 days ago, and now it's here. So I squeezed it in so I could get that read. It should be quick. It's a period romance with a trans main character. So that is the book I am reading now. So that one I will probably finish before the end of the month, which would make 11 books. And I'm also reading Cackle. This is for Slayerfest, so I will get this one done too. It's for one of the prompts. And Cackle, I'm loving this book. I'm only like 60 pages in. Yeah, about 60 pages in. And I only put it down because I had to stream and I wanted to come see you guys. I love it. I love this book, and I will definitely finish this one before the end of the month. So that will be 12 books I've read this month. I have never read anything like that. Sadly, because of last month and putting these other books that I squeezed in because of the library or Slayerfest or that kind of thing, that actually left me with 2 books off of my physical TBR that I did not finish. And that is The Hunt for Red October. Dun, dun, dun. I say that because remember I started the little yellow cards that if I choose it for a TBR and I don't read it, it gets a strike against it. And when this card fills up, which I guess is going to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. If I pick it 5 times, I was going to make it 3, but this came too fast. And my husband really wants me to read this. So if it gets 5 times that I choose it for a TBR and don't read it, it means I unhaul it. Because if it keeps making it on a TBR and I don't read it, I obviously don't want to. Why am I keeping it? So I think that's fair. It's very sad for my husband for this particular book, but I'm going to try. It's got 3 more chances. So this will go up on this shelf over here, all the way on the side. It'll go in the front in the beginning of shame, where these books I haven't read yet. So Becoming also has one now because I chose it for this month, and I did not get to it. So these 2 books go into the Hall of Shame over on the side. So if I can squeeze them in for next month, I will. Same with these 2 that are up there. I already have Good Girl's Guide to Murder up there and Bits and Pieces up there. So it's 4 books. I feel so ashamed. All right, so that's where my books are from last month. So I didn't do too bad. The ones that I read that I did not mention was Leave Me Alone, I'm Reading by Maureen Corrigan. That was a memoir. Loved it. Borrowed that from the library. That was part of the Here Kid Hardest Reading Challenge You'll Ever Do. And the other one that I've started, I haven't finished yet, is The Burning White by Brent Weeks. But I don't know if you remember, but I said I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish that one because it's 960 pages. So I am reading it. It is in here, but I had to put it aside because I had to read The Sure Things. I will get that. I need to get it on my TBR for this month, and hopefully I will be able to finish it for this month. Here's the thing about this month. So as we get into October and start to make my amazing pile, and I'm so excited. It's so nice to have a pile of books and a pile of ebooks and audiobooks ready to go, and then I could just pick one off of there instead of trying to find one out of all these bazillions. It makes me read a lot quicker because my choices are already made. I love it. If you haven't tried it, highly recommend. Though, apparently, when I read many more books that month, it also means I buy many more books that month. I'm not sure that was the effect I was looking for. You can't see all the books, but I have books piled all over here too because I'm completely out of room. And if you remember, I had other stuff up here and I moved it so I could put more books on. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to move all of my D&D and Awesome Dragons. They can go in the front or something. Because I need this space. I don't like the books on my floor. So I need to, they gotta go. But I can't seem to stop buying the books. I buy them at my local indie stores. The libraries have them on sale. I have much enjoyed thrifting. I have discovered thrifting is an incredible way to make this work. And through Hardest Reading Challenge You Ever Do, I have to buy at least one book every month because you have to do a new release that month, the one that is out that month, which for this month is going to be Demon's Bluff by Kim Harrison. So I'm very excited. I'll talk about this in a minute. Kim Harrison, that's the book that I want to read for October. That is the new release. That is a have to read. I have to put that on the list. Not only that, if anyone out there are fans of the Hollows, if you're not, first of all, get Dead Witch Walking. Kim Harrison, read it. You will not regret it. It's so good. But I've adored Kim Harrison for years, and her writing, so much respect for the way that she creates her characters and the way she puts them through stuff, and where she makes the gray characters just they're so real, and they're vampires and werewolves and witches, and they're real. I love it. But what I have held up for you is my very beat up copy, because I've been so much fun reading these things, is the Seasonal Spooky Challenge. So this is what I will be doing for October. Technically, this goes from September through November. So I have a little leeway, which is why Reading Cackle, which as you can see is on this list here. So Reading Cackle right now in September is still fine because that is how this one goes. For this one, you had to pair up one book for each setting with these different unlocked things. So in other words, like Cackle is in the woods, which there's lots of spooky woods over there. And which one I pair? And audiobook. Oops, I'm not listening to audiobook. I'm going to have to switch that up. We'll do on someone else's TBR, because the Reformatory, the southern one I have, the Reformatory, I found that one on audiobook, so I'll switch it. So sorry. I'm already doing it wrong. I'll fix it, I promise. So sorry. But one way or another, it still fits. So this one fits for, because I read it in September, that's fine, which leaves 7 books that I would really like to get on this list. And Demon's Bluff is required. And the last time I lied, I already requested it physically from my library. So I really need to get that one in, because I don't like when library books are late. I will try to squeeze these books in. I will not bore you with all of the books on here unless I choose them, and then I will tell you more about them. But you can see them, and I'll just have to switch the audiobook one to the Reformatory. But I'm very looking, they're creepy books. I'm in the mood for some creepy books, and I'm in the mood for some dense fantasy too, which is good since I have 2 coming. So I think we're ready. So I can get rid of my September TBR. I'm going to say 12 books in a month is pretty successful. Oh, don't know if you remember, but I had decided that when I if I read at least 5 books, because I was only reading 2 to 3. Excuse me, this is very loud. I like to be done with something. It makes me happy. I'm not a basketball player. I'll fix that later. That I was using for this book, and I was going to go do some field trips. And let's see, I read 7 books, I'm pretty sure, in July. I didn't go on that field trip yet. I read my books for August. Haven't gone on that field trip. Read 8 books for August. Did not go on the field trip. And now 12 books, which means I might have to up my 5. That might be too low. 12 books for September. I might have time to do one of them. I will tell you, though, we were all set to do that first field trip, and it was 105 degrees outside. Not exaggerating. That was the actual temperature, not even the feels like. We are in Houston. And I was like, I love the outdoors, but 105, that doesn't feel like a reward anymore. It feels like punishment. So we didn't do it yet. But now, it was like high of 87 today. That's a cold front. So I think we can finally do these. We might just have to do a few all at once, right? 2 in a weekend or something, or 1 every weekend to catch up, because I do love going outside. I do love earning my rewards, but I don't want to be out in 105 degree weather, even if it's to see really cool bats come out of the bridge. October is booked, but I love playing this game, and it's so fun to pull these and find books that match. So I'm still going to pull 10 books. And I'm going to keep my goal at 5. So let's see where we end up. Need a fresh sheet of paper because I have to record these. Otherwise I'll forget. And this is going to be our October. TBR books. All right. Oh, the one book I didn't talk about that I would like to get on, but it doesn't have to. It can go on in November. Is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klum. We are starting a book club, a local book club right here with Copperfield's Books as our partner. And this will be our first pick, but we have our first meeting on October 13th where we tell everyone this is our first pick and we choose our next one. I know that sounds weird, but we have to have time to get the books in. So we will choose this one. So it needs to be read by our November meeting. And then we'll talk about this book and we'll be able to pick up the next book that we will talk about in our December meeting. So I can put this on the October list. I'll read at the end of October, but it doesn't have to go on until November. So we shall see. All right. Are we ready? My amazing handmade bowl, not by me, this is not a skill that I happen to have. So I got this from an artist at the Tomball Farmers Market. And it was perfect. All right, here we go. Gonna pick one. Goodreads Choice winner. Ooh, starting out right. You're not gonna be able to see that unless I get up. You know, I don't know why they do that. Why would I lie? It's mine. Just trust me. It says Goodreads Choice winner. So, Goodreads Choice winner. Here's the thing. For that, I'm going to have to look on my computer. So, give me a second. That's right. Drum roll. Goodreads Choice. Now, I'm trying really hard to read the books I have. So, I'm going to look at the Goodreads Choice. It could be any year. I don't have a year for that one. And let me see. Luckily, Goodreads makes it easy. They have a Choice Awards category on their website. Hey, look, I've read one. Happy Place. Oh, Fourth Wing. And Divine Rivals. I have Fourth Wing. I also have Divine Rivals, though my daughter has Divine Rivals right now. But I need to read Fourth Wing because I need the Y for my last name for our hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. Should I just do it? Oh. It's so big, though, and I have some big books to read. Stay. See? She's a chunker. And I'm a little afraid to read her. And I say that because I've heard many of my close friends love this book. And I've heard a lot of reviews where I'm not sure that I'm going to be the biggest fan. So I don't want to disappoint them by not liking it. So I'm a little nervous about reading. Isn't that silly? But it's real. All right, how many books? How many pages? How many books? 498 pages. All right. Still under 500, so. Fourth Wing it is. So here's our first pick. Fourth Wing for a Goodreads Choice Award. First book chosen. 9 to go. This is so silly how fun it is. All right, here you go. Book number 2. Yellow cover. I just did it. Oh, that's all right. It's all right. Yeah, none of those are yellow cover because I've been dying to read this book. So this is Uprooted. Also, this is one that I got from the library. So this counts as a thrifted book, which counts in here. Kid, I need 3 of them. I have a bunch. I just haven't read one yet. So this one, this is a fairy tale retelling. And Naomi Novik, remember I just talked about the last names? Well, with Kelly Lynn Colby, I also have the 2 N's. And so by reading both of hers, I can get both N's. But I love fairy tales. I love fairy tale retellings. I've never read anything by Naomi Novik, though, so I have no idea how good or bad this is, but I'm excited. So, yellow cover. Yellow is the theme. I guess, this fits for fall, too. This fits for fall. I did say I wanted some big, heavy fantasies tonight. I guess that's what's happening. Okay, but I need some creepy ones, too. 3. I love you. 3. Start a new series. Okay. Start a new series. I've been buying a lot of standalones on purpose. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Start a new series. What do I have here? I have not read Wildmane. I could start. We could go with the all yellow. October's all yellow month. The Wildmane would be yellow too. Ooh, Eyes Like Stars. I've been wanting to read this one. This one's been on my TPR forever. It's a fairy, and they take place. It's a stage, so they're all actors and stuff. The Theatra Illuminata. And I'm pretty sure there's 3 in this one too. I think it's a trilogy. You know, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, because none of these on here are series. It's not common for horror, right? So I don't have any. Yeah, none of those are series. All right, let's do it. I'm going to do it. Eyes Like Stars by Lisa Mancheff. So I'm excited about this one. This one's been on my TBR so long, I have no idea where I even bought it from. Who knows? Foa. All right. 4. Let's pick 4. And these are all physical too, so I'd like some audio and some ebooks too. A romance. Ooh, a romance. Can I count Demon's Bluff as a romance? Since, you know, she goes back in time and probably not. Okay, fine. You know, I don't have a lot of romance, but I have bought some lately. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I don't have any early on my shelf because I wasn't buying them at all. Turns out I like romances. I think it's because I didn't like my mom's romance. You know what I mean? Like the really old ones. But the modern ones are pretty good. Let's see. Is there a romance in Discovery Witches? I want to read this book so bad. Ooh, Crazy Rich Asians. Ha ha ha! That's a romance. I'm going to do that one. It's a romantic comedy, right? That works for me. There's a wedding in it. I think that counts as a romance. I'm going to count it as a romance. So, Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. This is my first one. I have seen the movie, so full disclosure, but I've not read the book. And then this one, actually this one's a series too. Apparently I'm starting all series. So, we shall see. Starting series doesn't mean I have to finish it. If the first book was just okay, I got a lot of stuff to read. All right, so let's do that one. Crazy Rich Asians. And that one was a romance. And also this one I thrifted from the library. So that's 2 thrifted books. I only need 1 more in that category. Will be checked off. All right, that's 4. Still nothing from this seasonal spooky challenge. All right. Debut author. Are any of these debut? Debut author. Let me see. I don't know if my best friend's exorcism is Grady Hendrix' debut. Let's see what Grady Hendrix' debut is. Nope, something called Horror Store. So not that one. How about Delicious Monsters? Let's see if that is a debut. LaSalle Sambury. Is this a debut? Blood Like Magic. I'm not winning here. This isn't working. All right, what do we have? Ooh, I know. What is a debut? That is another physical, though. This one. Tales from Grimlock Cove. This is an indie author that I bought this book at Copperfield's Books, and it is a Hirkid hardest reading challenge you ever do thing where you go to the bookstore and you buy one. And it is horror. It is on my seasonal spooky list, and it is a collection. So this is Oscar Whiting's debut. So this one I know is a debut. Yay! If only I thought about that earlier. So that qualifies for lots of things. I like crossing things off. Halfway there. And they're all physical. Which I have found I read faster. So there is something to be said for that. But I can't read them while I'm driving. So that makes it a little difficult. Set in Big City. Demon's Bluff is in Cincinnati. That counts as Big City. So I'm doing Demon's Bluff. And that is the Kim Harrison one. That's one off the worry list. And that one will be an ebook. So that is an ebook. Excellent. And number 7. eventually when I get it open. Under 250 pages. Oh, somebody loves me. Okay, nice short one. 250. How long is this one? I want to read this one forever. Forever and ever and ever. 195. Ha! All right, there you go. This is how you lose the Time War. So there will be a sci-fi on this one as well. Good. I have all these huge books. It's really nice to get a nice short one in there too. And I've been wanting to read this one forever. And it's E last name with the author, which is the Kelly Lynn Colby. That's the E in my name. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, number 8. Almost done. Almost done. 3 more. All right. Come on, I got to get the Burning White on here. 700 pages, and I've already started it, so I'm not going to not finish it. Multiple POVs. Ask and you shall receive. The Burning White has at least a dozen POVs, so that counts. And it is the last one in the series. So I'm starting a new series and finishing the series, so that's nice. Brent Weeks has brought it, man. It is so good. So I'm definitely getting my request of lots of dense fantasy, but I'm not getting my spooky request. So hopefully these last 2 I can fit into the spooky category. An ebook and audiobook too. 1-word title. I'm already reading Cackle. Gosh doggone it. I need an audio or an ebook. So you know what? Let me look and see what I was smart or procrastinating. And I put all of my ebooks in as ebook TBR in my Goodreads so I could easily look at it, because it's hard to go through my Kindle or, go and try to figure out what I have and what I don't. And so I put them all in here. Ooh, Wayward. Wayward is about witches. Oh, I have Guild too. I've got enough fantasy. Nope, sorry, I'm not going to do Wayward. Let's do Wayward. Wayward is a witchy one too. It's multiple timelines and witches. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people love this book. Some people are like, what? It's got 4.07 on Goodreads, so that's pretty darn good. So let's do that. Let's do Wayward. And that one I have in ebook. And I'll look too, because some of these books that I have here anyways, I will see if the audiobook is available. So sometimes these physical books I can actually do on audio if it's available. So we shall see. Just because I have it in physical doesn't mean I have to read it in physical. That's not one of my rules. Oh, sure, the last one, and they all fall out. All right, here we go. Last one. Right? Last one? Yep, last one. 10. Purple cover. Purple cover. Are any of these? Can I call my best friend's exorcism purple? Because it really feels like it's purple. Here, I'm going to let y'all be judge. Where is it? Here. I mean, that's purple, right? That's a lot of purple. Oh, can you see it around the light? I think it has a lot of purple. It certainly looks purple on this sheet, too. See when it's up against the purple background? Where is it? There it is. See how purple it looks? Just say yes. Say yeah. Works for me. You're my favorite, Elle. You're my favorite. All right, purple cover. My best friend's exorcism. Gets a nice spooky horror in there. Look at that. What a list. All right, that's number 10. It's funny, since I got 12 done, I want to put 12 on, but I'm supposed to be setting myself up for success, and I'll be out of town for 2 weeks, so. All right, 10 books. So for our 10 books, we have, I'll put this one up there too, since we've got the ebook ones. All right, so for Goodreads Choice winner, we have Fourth Wing. For yellow cover, we have Uprooted. For Start New Series, we have Eyes Like Stars. These are in order, right? Yep. Eyes Like Stars. For a romance, we have Crazy Rich Asians. For debut author, we have Tales from Grimlock Cove. For Set in a Big City, we have Demon's Bluff, which I will be getting on ebook. Less than 250 pages. This is How You Lose the Time War, right here. The Multiple POVs is Burning White, which is also on ebook. One word title, Wayward, which is also on ebook. Whew. Yeah, this is heavy. I'm glad I don't have to carry those ones too. And finally, purple cover is My Friend's Exorcism right here. So, yay, we're doing great. I'm very excited. Look at those beautiful books. It makes me so excited. I hope y'all are excited too. So, I hope you had fun. I love choosing these books. I'm like my stomach is all a twitter just thinking about being able to read these books. It's ridiculous. You would think I was going to vacation on a tropical island. I'm so excited. It's just, you know what though? This is my favorite hobby I've ever had, and it's nice to actually dedicate time to it. So I hope y'all are having fun too. What's on your TBR? What do you think about these books? Have you read any of them? What do you think of them? Is there something I should read first? You're like, oh, get to that one. You must read it. So let me know. I look forward to it. So excited. All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope y'all had fun, and we will see you next time. Bye.